should see us live on YouTube.
I'll look and see.
And if you
Thanks
don't,
for letting us know, Jules. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yeah, if you don't see us live on YouTube, we'll give you your money back. All right.
So
It just popped up on mine.
That's funny.
I just got a notification saying that you're live. So, yep, we're
Okay.
good. All
since I
better.
can't see it, do we need to replay the? Do we
All
need
right,
to
everybody, back to the lecture at hand. I think where we were at, and to use the words of Dr. Dre, I mean, come on. Bia, what the most interesting thing about this, and I'd like to get your commentary, is what the ladies are talking about. Thank you very much, Captain Jerry. What the ladies are talking about is that this is not a situation where people are pissed off because cops are hassling drunk people or people just out partying and having fun. In this case, they're saying you actually should have been hassling her husband.
Yeah.
And if she would have hassled him and he had a smart mouth, she was going to call for backup. So that was definitely happening. She was going to stand close to the bike. She was going to call for backup. Backup was going to come. Then they were going to administer the field sobriety test. And if he refused, that's when they were going to arrest him. So take it away, Bia, and then we'll just go around the horn and keep going with the story.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that the fact that they were outside and she's saying that she can smell him, it just kind of goes to tell you to the level of, and obviously she should have called it in but she had like tunnel vision. She was there for the one purpose to then turn around. And that was like another side thing. It seemed laziness.
Fabulous.
It seems. So I think she had her radio. She could have called it in. They could have, and especially that you had another
officer right there.
Officer right there that could have handled that. She could have called it in so that he could take over, go deal with them. And she was already on the noise complaint issue. But she seemed more focused on telling the guy to close the door than she was about somebody who potentially, like Miss Demeanor said, could hurt somebody, not just himself, but somebody else on the road.
Yep.
So their duty is to serve and protect, and they should have been protecting the citizens, and him being the first one to, take him into custody, have somebody else deal with this. So that's very unfortunate.
Can you imagine that somebody has a knife and they're walking around? They're like, you better put that knife away or you're going to get arrested for murdering somebody. All right. And the cop walks away and doesn't secure the scene or doesn't make sure everybody's safe. Just put it in that perspective. It is
absolutely, it's laziness. It's laziness.
Yes.
Yeah. This is very interesting turn of phrase, because normally the folks that Kara and Jason would hung out with, when police come over, you're pissed. You're like, we're having fun. We're not bothering anybody. Get the hell out of here. But in this case, it was an abdication of her responsibility, not to use any sort of royal court terms here. But anyway, please, ladies, continue. Kara, please continue from there, because obviously from there they go down to the street to the Cabbage Patch Bar.
Yeah. So it is exactly 20 minutes later that Jason is killed. It took 6 minutes for him to get back to the Cabbage Patch from Sorry Charlie's, where he was with the officers. So they cut the body cam footage off so we don't see it, but they either had to just abruptly leave right after that and left him sitting there, or they physically watched him drive off. So he goes back to the Cabbage Patch 6 minutes down the road, and he walks in, he sits down. It is, let me paint the picture for you real fast. It is an L-shaped bar. There are approximately 8 seats on the short end of the L, and probably, I don't know, let's say 10 to 15 seats on the long end. So it's an L-shaped bar. There are 2 entrances into the Cabbage Patch. There is one, as soon as you walk into the short end of the bar, like the L shape, there's a door right here. And then when you come around on the side, there is another door. There's 2 entrances. There's a pool table in the corner in between both doors. When Jason walks in, he walks into the short end of the bar and he sits down in the very first bar stool. There is a couple sitting to his right. He sits down to the left of them. And then there is 2 chairs empty, and there are 2 men sitting at the corner of the L, one on one corner, one on the other.
Got it.
There are 4 people playing pool, and there is a man down at the long end of the bar watching football, and a woman on the gambling machines that they had in the building. Jason walks in. He sits at the end of the bar by himself with the couple next to him. They finish their drinks. They get up and leave. There is nobody in between Jason and these guys at the end of the bar. The bartender comes out. She's like, hey, man, you're too drunk and I'm not serving you anymore. You've had enough. Well, good. Good for you now. You've cut him off now after you have already overserved him. But that's good. She cuts him off and he gets mad and he calls her a bitch. Again, people, I don't condone the behavior. And I hate to use the term you created the monster, but you overserved him. And I can tell you, I can prove 7 shots at one time because the bartender says it. And so do witnesses in their audio interviews. They say, yeah, we gave, he had 5 shots of Jaeger at one time and a double maker's mark on the rocks. So you overserved him and now he's belligerent drunk and now you are cutting him off. Good job. So she cuts him off. He gets mad. He calls her a bitch and she's like, listen, I'm just going to call the cops and have you removed. So she calls the cops standing right there and says, hey, listen, I have a guy here. He is extremely drunk. I just need him to leave for the night. That's all I need. The 911 call says, okay, is there weapons? Is there violence? And she's like, no, there's nothing. I just need him to go for the night. He's a big man. I can't throw him out myself. Can you guys come and just make him leave? Very calm, cool. Go ahead.
Keep in mind that this is like biker week, right, Kara?
It's the weekend. It's the weekend before. It was on a Sunday night, and Biketoberfest started on Friday. So it was literally 5 days before Biketoberfest. So you have a big
people start showing up down there.
Absolutely. You have an RV park, a massive RV park that's right across the street that people stay at for this event. So there are people coming. So she calls.
And there's only the bartender there. There's no bouncer. There's no one else there but the one bartender.
One bartender on a night shift 5 days before Biketoberfest by herself working. So she calls. Good. The cops say they are on their way. And she's like, listen, I'm going to get off the phone. I can't stay on the phone with you guys. I'll call you back if something happens. So of course, naturally something happens. So she calls back and she's like, things have escalated. Some guy came in with an axe and hit him. And, there's an axe involved and the cops or the dispatch is like, well, what do you mean? Like, what's going on? There's, and there's asking all the questions. And she's like, listen, there's 6 guys holding him down. I got to get off the phone. And, so the cops come. So pretty much this is what happened. While she was on the phone with the cops, telling them that she wanted him removed, the gentleman at the end of the bar decided to take it upon himself. And he walked outside. He grabbed an 18-inch long axe and he came back in. He had to walk past everybody at the pool table. He walked past the man that he was sitting with. He walked past 4 to 6 chairs in between him and Jason, and he attacked Jason with an axe.
Where did he hit Jason with that axe? I say that because I have one as well that I use for kind of like self-defense. Where did he hit him?
That's debatable. If you go by what the guy that with the axe says he didn't hit him. Jason has lacerations to his neck. The coroner said it was not caused by the sharp end of an axe. The witnesses all say that the man struck Jason with the axe. One says that he was hit in the head. One said the bartender in the body cam footage says he took the axe and he hit him right here, which is exactly where the lacerations to Jason's neck are. The other one said that he saw him swing it. He didn't really see him make contact with it, but all the witnesses say that he went and got it. He came back in with it and he attacked Jason with it.
Okay, DJ, do you have the autopsy picture of the cut over his eye?
Let me go back.
Wait a second.
Kara has to
hold, please. I'm gonna turn my screen around. Y'all just let me know when it's clear.
There's certain things that Kara does not want to see.
Yeah, I would not want to see that, Kara. Like, yeah, I could live without that. If my loved one.
I'm still here with you guys. I just can't see anything now.
Yes, ma'am. I'm just gonna find it.
And we'll tell you as soon as it's off, Kara. Don't worry.
this is where I'm going to get yelled at again by you guys. It's coming. I know it.
This is why you need a Deirdre to help you out with that stuff, DJ.
It's only me that gives you a hard time, DJ. I'm giving you a pass this time.
I wish it was only you. It's more than you.
I've seen Bia do it. Yeah. I've seen Bia do it.
Yeah, here we go.
It's important
so I have 2 photos here. Oh, I have more. Okay, cool. I think I've got it. Okay.
We can just go through his injuries and get it all over with, because at one point the detective told one of the suspects that Jason did not die from any injuries that he has sustained in
the bar altercation.
And he was
now I'm going to be able to share screen with you. Just give me a second here.
I'm just giving you a precursor that he was a very sick man.
Yes.
So I want you to see the disparity between Jason's injuries, and later you'll see the Axeman's injuries. And
okay, how are we now? We good?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. He's got injuries to the inside of his lip, which is compression from being face down on the floor. So we'll explain that later.
Not sure what
like after he got hit.
There's an abrasion.
Oh,
I can
Lord
see.
have mercy.
We need another. Go on to another one. Okay, so this shows his lumpy head, and so he had 2 or 3 blood clots under his skin, and I don't know if we're going to show that picture or not, but yeah, and you can see some injuries here, but it's his other eye.
And so forth.
If we have that.
Jason's the only one out of the 6 people that were on top of him that has these types of injuries. The only thing is the man that swung the axe had a little bit of a scraped back because Jason fell on top of him as he tried to get up and get away from him, from the man carrying an axe. But then, of course, they're afraid of this big man, and they pummel him, and he's prone on the ground at that point.
That can we go back to
the petechia in his eyes?
One?
I'm assuming, that's what it looks like to me.
Go back to the one with the injury over his eyebrow. Yeah, that one. So this one, I think, is the one that he got hit with substance. I think the lacerations to his neck, because he was swinging this axe wildly. So there's 2 cuts to his neck that are sharp force injuries. But this one, I think, is what took him down. He got up at that point and was going towards Axeman to stop the assault. I think he lost consciousness and they went down together, because witnesses have said that once he was down, he never got up. He didn't kick his legs, nothing. He didn't move. They were on his back very, very quickly and asphyxiated.
On his back, on his arms, and a chokehold as well.
See that's that cut.
Yeah.
They beat the living crap out of him, and he was unconscious. More petechiae. Yeah.
That's it. That's all the photos I have.
Yeah. The autopsy talks about deep bleeding in his neck, which means his neck was compressed during this time as well. So he was face down on his nose and mouth into a wooden floor, pressure on his neck, pressure on his back. That's why he very, very quickly died.
Are there no more pictures?
No more, man.
Okay.
That's all I have. Yeah. I understand this from, a jiu-jitsu perspective, where people would do something called knee on belly, where basically they put their knee on your belly and they put all their weight on that knee and they splay the other leg out. Picture like a backhoe when they put the little outriggers down. That's your other leg would be that outrigger. And then that guy you're training with, his knee, or sparring or fighting with, if it's a spar man, is going to have his knee right in your belly. But when you do that to somebody who's not trained and they don't have the abdominal muscles, like if I got knee on bellied right now, I'd probably be in really bad situation. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can turn it up a little bit. There you go.
So are you talking, isn't there another name for that? And I could be getting this wrong. I'm thinking Ted Binion in Las Vegas, but Burking. Isn't it called burking? What you're talking about if you do it the wrong way, where you?
Me?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. You can take someone's life that way.
I'm
Yeah.
not familiar. I'm not familiar with that term, but I just know that when you
Sounds
put
like
enough
Deirdre is.
pressure on somebody's abdomen, whether that is from the
Right.
front or the back, and they can't breathe, this is what happened. This is, has happened with multiple police, George
Yeah.
Floyd, right? Just what happened with George Floyd.
DJ, this has happened not even in with police. Like I used to work in a residential treatment facility for that did psychiatric holds and behavioral issues and things like that. And we used to do prone restraints. Now we were highly trained on where you put pressure. It is only on the arms and the legs. It is never on the body.
Right.
You never put it on their back. Because of them not being able to breathe. And at one point when I was working there, they decided to get rid of the prone restraints altogether because it was just too risky because people were getting hurt, or in some cases people would pass away accidentally. And in those cases, they're not even trying to strangle the person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're right. There is burking. There's positional asphyxia. You'll hear different terms, but yeah, burking was in the Ted Binion case.
Yeah.
It drives
that's
me
what I
crazy.
learned it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Janet.
No, I just said that's where I learned of it, was in the Ted Binion case. So.
Yeah, that was on that's on Dateline recently. I need to watch the whole
Was
thing.
it really?
Because I didn't finish it. Yeah. But I got Peacock channel, so I could go back and find it. But
That was a really good case.
It really annoys me when people, the same thing with Eric Garner, I can't breathe. He's saying I can't breathe, and that dumbass cop, that paisan, and I'm Italian, is there choking him from behind, and he's saying I can't breathe. Okay, any trained grappler is going to say, okay, I need to relieve pressure on this person. I need to save this person's life.
Mm-hmm.
And these people just don't do that. You don't need to do that to restrain somebody. And if you do, you don't know what you're doing. And that guy going to get an axe. This goes back to like a debate that I had, quite unsuccessfully with misdemeanors. When you take a deadly weapon into a fight, you are now in a situation where you could take somebody's life and you could be charged. Now, obviously, the problem here is that nobody was charged.
Correct.
And Kara's husband was killed. And the thing is, I want the audience to understand, it is not illegal to be an a-hole in a bar. Okay?
Correct.
It's not
That's
illegal to say something stupid and get angry and be a boorish, jackass, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, many of us have gotten drunk and done it.
Correct.
Been that way. And that is not something that should have happened. And if you don't have bouncers there at a biker bar in Biketoberfest, which I've been to in that area, you are wrong. You are wrong.
Yeah. Melissa, I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. Melissa asked, when was he beaten up and passed out compared to when he crashed his bike? 20 minutes after. It was 20 minutes. He died 20 minutes after the cops had stopped him, or not stopped him, approached him.
Like that video you saw, he was
dead 20 minutes later. Yeah.
That's why his injuries are indicative of a very brutal and violent and quick assault on him that killed him very, very quickly.
They jumped him.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. They jumped him.
Yeah.
He was sitting at a bar.
Axe. That's by the way, that's a deadly weapon. So now the bartender is asking, this is the reason drunk people make really bad decisions. The bartender is asking you to get somebody out of the bar or restrain someone, get them out of here.
Yeah.
When you go and you get an axe, now that weapon used incorrectly, you could either maim the person, you could take an eye out. There's all kinds of things that you can do with that weapon, but one of them primarily is death, which is why we have them. If someone breaks in our house, we want to swing that axe and we want them to fall to the floor, and we don't care what happens after that because they just entered into our home.
And that goes to premeditation too, because he obviously, the act of going to get it, because premeditation can be seconds too, but he went in there knowing that this was going to cause an injury.
Well, the other thing too, Bia, is in the state of Florida, if you have the ability to retreat, there is stand your ground laws in Florida, but this individual had the ability to retreat and go to safety, and they chose to come right back into harm.
Right.
So
because
that's part of the issue.
Tell them what the cops said about why it was okay for this man to go out and get an axe and come back into the bar, Kara?
Well, you have to remember, everybody, that they will swear and die on that hill saying that he had it on him. He did not go and get it. All of the witnesses they're all lying. None of their, the 5 different witnesses all said the same thing. They watched him go outside and come back in with an axe. One said with intent. One said he came in like a wild man. They all said the same thing, and none of theirs is credited. None of it holds water. The only persons that they say is valid is the guy that said, I had it on me. So they're saying he had it on him, therefore it is not premeditated and it wasn't with intent. Because he had it right there, he was able to use it right then and there, and that is how the stand your ground counts.
And he was defending the honor of
the bartender, because Jason called her a bitch. He was allowed to defend her honor, and in Florida there's no duty to retreat, even though he did retreat.
Right, but
stand
your ground isn't I get to come back in and then and pursue you. That's not stand your ground.
Well, they can make a case for defense of others, but there was no others because there wasn't anything going on.
Correct.
So, I happened to do a little research before we came on here tonight, and I have a couple questions about that particular time frame. One is, and I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. The individual that had the axe, supposedly what I read is he had it on him because he was going to sell it to someone, and they never showed up. So was there any sort of pursuit to confirm that story?
None. There was none at all. There was no pursuit. There was no pursuit to confirm anything. They didn't confirm anything. That same man, the axe man, Jay Keeney, said that Jason had tried to fight him at Sorry Charlie's when Jason was there. Okay, so 20 minutes prior, supposedly, Jay Keeney had seen Jason. The officers actually went and had a whole interview with the owner of Sorry Charlie's, and the owner went in depth about how his camera system is phenomenal. He bought a very high-tech camera system so that none of these things could happen, and they didn't even ask for the footage to show proof that Jason had tried to fight this guy. Because I truly think that they did check the footage and it doesn't show that at all. So therefore they didn't want that to be used because it hurts.
And the second bar, the Cabbage Patch, had cameras, but they were not working.
The batteries were dead. Batteries were
dead.
To
have battery operated cameras. That way you never know when they go dead.
Batteries
plausible
were dead,
deniability.
I have two questions for Kara, and then we're going to go around to Boston Bia for her questions. But one question is, this should be kind of a quick hitter about Sergeant Jackson. What would you like to have seen? What would have satiated you in terms of punishment for Sergeant Jackson?
Anything. They did nothing.
So, like, what would have made you say, you know what? I think that's an appropriate level of sort of punishment for her. What would that have looked like?
Well, Kara filed a complaint.
I did file a complaint. It was unfounded. They said there was nothing done wrong. You know what? I think that if there is somebody like her that is supposed to be protecting the world, that she shouldn't be protecting the world. That's how I feel about. She doesn't care about people's lives at all.
Suspension as a minimum, something like an admonishment,
not a promotion,
administrative admonishment and a suspension. Okay, I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
Anything.
Second question. Oh man, I think I might have forgot my second question. Let me go to Boston Bia, and then I'll try to remember. This one was more related to the bar, so go ahead, Boston Bia.
All right. So my question is, so the axe man basically just walked away from this, and so
when you, I got it now.
When Jason, when Jay Keeney hit Jason with the axe, that is when, might I say, Jason never got off of a bar stool until he was physically assaulted. He never stood up. He was still sitting on his bar stool when Jay Keeney hit him. And when Jay Keeney hit him, that's when Jason stood up and grabbed him, and he slammed him down, and they fell down to the ground together. Jay Keeney, the guys jumped on Jason at that time. Jason never stood back up. He never threw a punch. He never hurt anybody at all. Jake Keeney just got out from underneath him and he left the scene. The officers didn't look for him that night. They didn't speak to him for days.
Yeah, two of the men left the scene before the officers got there.
The two people that instigated it.
But
the only two people that instigated it.
One of them was the one with the axe, but we don't think
Correct.
that there's anything to
Yes.
basically
Can
investigate
I break
here.
in? Because I'm going to forget again, Amber. I just forgot twice in the last 60 seconds. I'm like, wait, I remember. Okay, she triggered my memory. I remembered it. Oh, now I forgot it again. What is it? All right. It is. Wait, I think I forgot again.
Oh no.
This is what you get for having a friend that has ADHD that constantly interrupts. I'm so sorry. I will keep my mouth shut.
No, you didn't.
For the
It's
next
not
3
you.
minutes.
It's totally not you.
So
It's not you.
what
It's
triggered it was when I asked her that that Axeman basically had there was no like he got away with murder.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Okay. This is central, I think, to what you're aggrieved about. Why do you think that the police have put themselves in a position to protect Jay Keeney and others?
It's easier to keep your stats up and not have a high death rate when you use stand your ground in self-defense because it doesn't count against you. I think that they are very much protecting the cops because there is so much more than them just killing Jason and that being the end of it. Because the same exact cops that didn't arrest him are the same exact responding officers that refused to save his life. They didn't even try to save his life. So they wanted it hush hush, under the rug, dismissed, closed as fast as possible so that their officers weren't in the spotlight for what a horrible job they did. And that's what I truly think. Stand your ground in self-defense is easy write-off because it doesn't count against you.
But the thing is these guys had killed Jason before the officer arrived, is what we surmise.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't
1,000%.
So why are they trying to give plausible deniability to him instead of saying yes, please?
Can I please chime in? Because this
Please.
is the one that threw me over the edge is when I saw the responding officer at Cabbage Patch and Jason is lying prone, not moving, not breathing, blue. The officer comes over and handcuffs the man, tells them not to get off of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then when it gets even further, when they do finally realize that this man's not breathing, he goes to give CPR and doesn't know how to do it, but he doesn't do it right away. One of the bystanders had to literally grab the cop's hand and put it on Jason's chest to do CPR. And he didn't do it correctly because we can't find any record of where he's had this training and the way the trainings are in Florida for officers with CPR and first aid, because they only have to have it in the academy. And then after that, they don't need to renew.
Yeah.
Well, the civilian was telling him, no, you got to do it harder. Because I watched the body cam. You got to do it harder. Come on now. And it's got to be faster. Like at this rate, it was
And
just
1
a person
and 2 and 3 and 4
yes.
and 5 and 6 until 30
I was
and 2.
horrified because that dude should not be a police officer.
He also got promoted after this.
He was walking around there and behaving like Ms. Demeanor would behave in that situation. Like, oh my gosh, there's this man. He's just lost his life. Oh my gosh.
No, Miss Demeanor, you would have done better. You would have done better because you had the same reaction as me when I saw that video, and then I'm like, wait, you're just supposed to. I had CPR 25 years ago. I know what you're supposed to do, at least in general. And then they didn't even turn the music off. Did you notice that?
Oh,
I'm like, you're coming in here.
It's making me crazy.
Can we play the video at least in the beginning?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Can.
turn the camera.
I have it queued up.
Well,
actually, no, I don't. But I'll get there in a second.
I'm actually okay. I'm gonna walk away for this one.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I don't want to listen. So
can't imagine you seeing this. All right. Yeah, it's Bart.
I'll be
Deirdre,
back
can
in
you
a few
text
minutes.
her then? Okay.
While you cue that up, let me give you the determination on the complaint that Kara made. They said that the body-worn camera footage does not show signs of impairment. The only indication Veach consumed alcoholic beverages was Sergeant Jackson's statements about the odor emanating from Veach's person. And I'll just add right there, that's probable cause. Okay. They're stating probable cause. Sergeant Jackson's statement Oh, I'm sorry. Sergeant Jackson suggested that Veach arrange an alternative method of transportation from the establishment. Force watch, body worn camera, and CAD determined that Deputy Bartzer and Sergeant Jackson immediately left the area after the call, indicating they had no further contact with Jason Veach. So it was unfounded.
This
They
one-
said it was like their discretion if they needed to do anything with Jason being impaired on his bike with the keys in the ignition.
Yeah, he met all the she had probable cause, and she had an uninvolved witness who saw him fall. So
Witnessed an accident and ignored it, but it was unfounded. She did nothing wrong. Their exact words to me was, it was her discretion. She didn't have to help him. Exact words to me, quote unquote. Her discretion. She didn't have to help him.
Which,
That
are we talking about
protective
at
thing?
the other bar or at Cabbage Patch?
That was when they had him stopped on the bike, when he was on the bike. It was
Right.
there. And then for the Cabbage Patch, when I spoke to internal affairs, they told me that the officers only have to work at the level of what they know. So he didn't have to give him CPR at all. He doesn't have to. And I said, do they have to know CPR? And he said, I'm done talking to you. And he hung up on me. So they wouldn't give an answer on that one, on whether they have to be recertified or not.
I
So we
love
were
when
trying-
somebody says, I'm done talking to you. It's like, I mean,
Yeah.
is that all you got? Like, you don't have anything else? Is that all you can do?
Yeah.
We were
You know,
trying to
say-
When
find-
they say that, I'm like, well, I'm not done talking.
Yeah,
then,
I'm not
so
done
I hope
talking.
you're in a listening mood.
The gaslighting they tried
It's
to do to
Demeanor.
Kara to try to get her to go away is absurd and enraging.
we were
I'm
trying-
gonna. Hey, y'all just text me when it's done,
Okay.
because I'm
okay.
gonna leave for right now. So
Okay, my friend.
Okay.
We'll get through this. We'll get to the part where that is pertinent that we want to discuss.
I saw Ruby D says, is she still in the force? Oh, yes, she was promoted. Both of these officers were promoted after the fact, even when there's complaints being put there and it brought to their attention
Can you guys see
that
it?
there's
No,
some
maybe
flaws
not.
there.
No, we can see.
Oh,
Oh,
I
now I
don't know
can't.
if you could see it. Okay.
I may have you pause.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
He's
Can
on
do.
he's on his back. See the checkered guy? He is on Jason's back.
Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why he's doing that when you can just restrain. You can have one person on one arm, one person on the other arm, one person on a leg, and another person on a leg. And
So
I
he's
don't
still
know why.
alive here, right?
No, I don't think he is.
No?
no, he's not.
Oh, it looked like he was moving.
Are you
Okay.
guys ready?
No,
Yep.
no.
Yes? No?
Yes,
Ready?
yes, I'm ready. No, he wasn't moving.
Look, okay, stop. Look, can you stop? Oh, can you go back a little bit? I want you to see Jason's head right there.
It's blue.
It's blue. And
Yes.
Bartzer is standing there going, is he breathing? I can't tell if he's breathing. Look at his back.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
that's
right
what I
now, the guy's
noticed.
not even moved. I don't even know how they cuffed him. Oh, he's cuffing him right now
Yep, they did double cuffs, so it spread
because
across
his arms
back.
wouldn't go back far enough. Yeah.
It-
All
That
right,
man
well,
is dead. That man is
So that
dead.
was Axeman on him then.
No,
no.
No,
That was-
who's the guy?
is
That
it
was
Beery?
one of the guys that was sitting with Axeman. That's Mike Beery.
So he jumped on top of him as he's already down?
Yeah. So
Oh.
when you're restraining somebody, you're not allowed to keep.
So here
restraining
he
them
is.
until they stop.
Here he is. He's continuing. So one of the things when you have somebody that's passed out that they teach when you take CPR is you're trying to establish whether or not you're not trying to cuff them at that moment. You're trying to find out, is this person awake? You know, are they breathing? And he has not established the consciousness of this person yet. He's asking a bystander. So before he even does this, he should be checking on this individual because he just spoke with him and he didn't respond. Let's keep going.
How many people just lay there like that?
Nobody.
without-
So
Smash
you're
them.
not seeing him move.
No.
I
And
can't
so-
hear the
So we're
audio
not
though,
hearing-
DJ.
Yeah, I was
What?
going to say, you have the X over the audio, so we're not hearing the audio.
Oh, then we need
You're
to back
not?
up. You need to hear this idiot.
I'm hearing the audio.
no, we
see
don't
how,
hear it.
No, you
Oh,
see how
boy.
the little X button right there where your cursor is? Yep.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not
that-
X'd. I'm hearing it. All right,
What?
I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing then because I'm hearing it when I play it.
Yeah, the chat's saying they don't have audio either for it.
No.
Okay. All right. Let me try
Click on
another
that
way.
microphone. Oh, yep.
See
Nope.
how DJ, see how it has a little X right there?
It doesn't is what I'm telling you.
Oh.
I don't see an X. That's what I'm telling you.
We're
I
seeing
can
it.
see it.
Okay. Let me try another way
Okay.
to do this.
So the key things to look for is him not recognizing that his head is blue and he's dead and not breathing, obviously, and telling him not to get off his back when he first got there. Do not get off his back. So he got
And before
back.
he got there, those two men, the one with the axe, the other man, they've already left the scene. So there's a few men that are still just on top of him, even though he's not moving.
It's mainly just sitting right in front. So it's safe to close the doors and or just turn it down a little bit.
Great.
Try again.
Oh man. Well, I'm looking in my, I'm trying to share it
I love
from
it.
there and I can't see what file. It doesn't explain exactly what it is when I'm looking at it. It's a bunch of
Look for
numbers.
Bart there.
So I'm gonna have to having to guess.
DJ, look
You
for
know,
Bart.
we need this little bit of comic relief,
Oh, there it is. Okay, it's the second one down. There we go. Okay, let's try this. And then we'll come fast forward. Can you guys hear now?
I ran a motorcycle tag in my call.
Yes.
Yes?
He doesn't have a
Yes.
Florida
Yes.
deal associated with him. Can you try and... Hello, this is Devin.
This might be
This
the
is
wrong
way
buzzer.
further in.
Yeah, this
Wake
is
up!
right.
Make a hole. What happened exactly? Come on!
Hear the music?
Yeah, they're still playing the music. You
Oh
gotta
my
guys-
gosh.
This
And
is
what
Bart.
awful music.
He's on
This
him.
is the guy, interrupting his breathing.
Let me get this hand, boss. Hey, you good? Hey, he's out.
So
He's
right
out cold.
now, he
Freeze him,
should
but he's
not
out cold.
be cuffing him.
All right.
He cannot establish what's going on with this man right now. He should not be cuffing him right now.
You good? 5-1, send me medical code 3. I got one that's unconscious. Hey,
Hey, you good?
roll him on the side.
The balloon is on.
That's the first thing he
Hey.
should have done. That's the first thing he should have done. Check for breathing, check for if his airway's blocked. Now he's got a civilian checking his pulse.
Okay.
Blood on the floor, everyone's still dancing and fun.
There was another...
The music.
Okay.
Oh, DJ, you're not going to get stricken for the music, are you?
Okay.
What's that? No,
Hey, man. Hey, you good? Hey, buddy.
I
wake
might
up.
get stricken by you guys for messing up all these different things in the production.
Nobody's doing CPR. No CPR.
Well, he has not established if this guy's breathing. That's what makes this guy an absolute moron. He has not responded to one word so far.
He is blue.
Turn the volume
There's blood on the
on the
floor.
video.
Is this okay?
I don't know if he's breathing
better?
or not.
Sorry.
He's dead, buddy. He's done, guys.
He's dead, dude.
Dead, buddy.
What a dumbass.
He's done.
5-1 Central.
What a dumbass.
Nathan,
Exactly,
Hey,
Ruby. I see what you're saying there.
Fire's
Standing
coming. Have them step it up because I'm not sure if this guy's breathing anymore.
I'm not sure. How can you not be sure,
Hey.
you dummy?
CPR?
You're an
I can't tell if he's
embarrassment
breathing
to
or
this
not.
profession.
Sooner than later, CPR. Yeah. Take the cuffs. Can you put the cuffs in front? Hey.
Can you put the cuffs in front? Oh, yeah.
Got it?
Let's worry about how
He
he's
breathing?
cuffed. He has not responded yet. He's literally dead.
He's got a weak pulse. As long as he's got a pulse.
You don't
happened
know
to
if he
him?
has a pulse because you're not a civilian.
Decided to attack a bunch of people.
He went down on the fucking ground hard on his case. No, he got a weak pulse, bro. Weak. Guys, right in the chest, guys. Dude, come on.
Exactly,
Come on.
Standing Stone.
Come on.
Here, you guys
I
got
hear you,
this? Or
Melissa.
here.
Come on. Come on.
Come on.
That is not the police officer. That was somebody that was on his back.
CPR.
Right in the middle. Go down this way. Get down the order.
He did. I believe he did call EMT KS Granny. I heard him call for medical. He at least did that right. There's the one thing he did.
Come on, motherfucker, wake up. Come on.
Come on, motherfucker. Yeah, there you
I already
go.
got one coming. Come on, bud. Wake up. Wake up. Hey, just take up like that shit. Just stop. Get in there. Fucking get in there. Hey.
That's him telling the cop to get in there.
Two, three, four. Like that. Come on.
Grabs his hand.
Hey, man.
Faster,
Hey,
he
wake up.
ends up saying.
And you don't stop. You have to get that pressure up.
They never arrested anybody, James. You're already looking into the case. So you know.
Yeah, right there. That real.
It's too late. I mean, it's too late. It's probably
Now go
gone
get
at
it.
this
Open
point.
his mouth. Make sure not.
Yeah, clear his airway. That's the first thing you do, dummy.
What's the matter?
Then, after you clear the airway, then you start your CPR. Make sure his airway's not blocked.
Yep.
And with his
We're on again.
put something in there, like a couple straws or something.
Yeah, that real. 10. No faster. 10. 20. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 29. 30. Leave it go. Leave it go. Hit again. Hey. Come on back.
Hey, go get it.
Why is he stopping?
Come on.
Well, they're doing the 30 too, but they don't want to do mouth to mouth on it.
You don't do that anymore, though, DJ. It's much higher.
Yeah, but I mean,
Actually, not. It's not CPR anymore.
to do it anymore.
All right, leave him go. Oh, hey. I don't know where it is. I just saw him on the ground unresponsive, so I'm trying to keep this under control.
They actually, it's just called chest compressions now. They don't do mouth to mouth.
Hands only.
It's optional. It's optional because I took it last year for my my side hustle. If it's for me, I'm gonna do it to save
You're
someone's
not
damn
supposed
life.
to stop unless you become exhausted and someone else is supposed to take over. It builds up that pressure to get the blood going through his body. Once you stop, you have to start all over again. This is useless.
Hey, they don't even teach that no more. No, we don't do that.
Thank you, Standing Stone.
Hey,
That's what's
All
up.
wrong.
come on, bud, wake up. Hey,
You're standing
Come on,
still.
Bubba.
hey. Hey, leave him go. Leave him go. No, I'm good.
If he did have a weak pulse, had he done this correctly, this man's life could have been saved.
Yeah, totally. If he would have started it from the beginning, right?
Hey, let them know that we're in here.
When they got
Somebody
there,
let them know we're in
they
here.
might have been able to save him.
It's just
Do you feel safe
Clear
with
path.
these types of cops?
They're gonna come in here with some shit.
no.
Clear path.
He's cuffed.
Do you guys
He's
know
still
how many
tough.
minutes he was
He's
on
the
the
biggest bad
ground
motherfucker in here.
before the police showed up?
It's like 20.
I mean, how long he
20?
was on the ground?
I don't think I have a pulse.
I think it's about 10 minutes, if I'm remembering correctly.
He was on the ground for 10 minutes? Wow. Man.
That's why it was savage.
What happened exactly? What caused
He's secure. All I got is that he was involved in a.
Here's your glasses, sir.
Thank you.
He's secure. He's not the one with the act.
Pads on. He's wearing handcuffs also, right?
Yeah. If you guys need the cuffs off or whatever, just let me know, because
because I was too dumb to take him off in the first place.
So, can you pause real quick?
Does anybody know what his name is?
I'm sorry, say love.
Can you pause right there?
Yes, I can. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can see. So Jason was sitting all the way over where that light is at the end of the bar.
Yes.
Jason was sitting there, and all the way over to the corner of the L in the bar is where the Axeman and Mike Beery. So Mike Beery was the one that was in the plaid shirt on his back. That's where they were sitting. At some point in their interviews, they said that Mike Beery said that Jason hit him in the arm. You cannot reach over from where Jason was sitting all the way over to where Mike Beery was sitting. You can't do that. But when he did, the officer made a note that that was an unwanted touching. But somehow it escaped him that bringing an axe into the bar is not illegal. But if you threaten somebody with it, then it becomes brandishing. Somehow that evaded his thought process, as well as the fact that they attacked him and killed him. So I just wanted you to see you can see the distance on the bar there.
Miss Demeanor, what are you thinking right now, ma'am?
Oh, it's very obvious to me when the police officer shows up on scene that this is an individual that is in some sort of distress, period, end of story. And I don't know why you have people that are trying to restrain someone that isn't trying to become unrestrained. And then on top of it, you are supposed to be a professional to know when you should and shouldn't cuff someone. There was absolutely no reason to cuff him.
Right.
None.
Just because someone was on top of him doesn't mean you need to cuff him, right?
I don't even care if he had a freaking axe in his hand while he was down there on the floor. You don't need to cuff him. You take the axe away, and especially in his situation, he's not even moving.
Talk to
the
him.
The level of force needs to be consummate, you know?
Right.
So like when you're doing a restraint, when the person's fighting, you're going to put more pressure. And then when they're relaxing, you put less pressure, and you continue to go through those stages of less and less and less. And that's not what was happening. They were on his back full and didn't get off of him.
The pressure marks on, I'm sorry, Deirdre, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The pressure marks on his back and the color of his head.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I am not a trained law enforcement officer. And I looked at that, and the minute I saw it, I'm like, no. We are in rescue mode. We are not in cuff him and take him into custody mode. Like, no.
100.
Total incompetence. Absolutely incompetent.
Julie, to answer your question, the Axeman left the scene on his own long before the police got there.
Wow.
And Mike Beery, who was on his back, was allowed to leave while the officer was there. He took no control of the scene. He didn't ask about the axe. A woman that was in the bar took the axe and secured it behind the bar.
Wow.
He took control of nothing.
He didn't even separate the witnesses so that you don't have all this cross-contamination of what happened and people getting stories straight. You put this one, he didn't need to be, he stood here and watched these EMTs and paramedics. I'm sorry, I'm getting so heated about this. He stood there and watched them work. Sir, you are useless. Get out of there. Go do your job. And your job is to not to supervise, and
EMTs.
Watch them try to save this man's life. Go talk to the people that were here and try to figure out what the heck happened.
Yes.
That's
a great point. That's a great point.
Oh, it made me infuriated as I was watching it. I'm like, stop just wandering around, in, out. Oh, let me go talk to these people, but I don't really talk to them. I don't really ask any questions. I don't separate anybody. What in
you're going to see in future body cameras, and when they're securing the scene, supposedly, just exactly what you said is what happens. There are people getting their stories straight. They're convening. It took forever for them to finally say, can you guys at least sit separately And then even then they didn't enforce it. The ladies walking around, going and talking to the bartender, and then the owner of the bar is coming and talking to the bartender. It was unbelievable. I think my 10-year-old could have done a better job.
Wow.
Absolutely. I don't think we really need to play any more of the video.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get that out of that. We'll get rid of that.
Did Kara text you, Deirdre? I saw her a text come up. She wanted to know if she could come back. It just happened.
Yes, please. Let me.
Did you tell her yes?
How do I get this thing off?
Give me 1 second. I'll do it on my phone.
Okay.
But
Okay, now I got us back. Gee. Oh boy, challenging tonight. Bia, any thoughts that you had from what you just saw?
Yeah, I mean the problem is the handcuffing him before they saw that he was unresponsive, and why cuff him and then put him on his back to then do CPR. I mean, they could have obviously they weren't doing CPR correctly. Number one. Number two, you could have caused more damage. You could have broken his arms unnecessarily. Should he have survived that, or what? I'm losing my words here because I'm so angered that they could have potentially hurt him, and while not doing CPR correctly.
Well, the thing is, to your point, what you're saying, and I think Mr. Demeanor was also saying, when you come onto a scene and they're holding a guy down, the first thing you want to do is talk to that person.
Right.
And the problem with this guy who's surely's not capable of brain surgery is if you can't communicate with the person, that's the first thing I want to do. Because he's like, hey, buddy, and he's not answering. Someone's saying he's out. Dude, are you a doctor? Shut the fuck up then. You don't know if he's out. Let's turn him over. So, and then when you're shaking him, if he's not doing anything, now you're checking his airway. Now you're checking his nostrils to see, because his mouth is closed. He's not going to be breathing out of his ass. So he's either going to be breathing here or here. And if he's not, now we're going to start CPR. Not to say that would have, because that's the timeline. I don't know if he was alive at that point or not. Okay. So in your opinion, Kara, if this individual, this police officer would have known CPR and would have started that process as I laid it out, do you think, or he was already gone?
He was gone. Jason was dead within minutes.
Okay.
He was in. It's proven that even say a healthy human being being restrained and can only last 90 seconds being choked. An unhealthy person, which we say Jason was unhealthy, so they say he was unhealthy by the medical terms. He was unhealthy. They can only last about 60 seconds. We have physically proven that they choked him down for 10 solid minutes. Jason was long gone before the cop ever got there.
Here. Okay. So
Jason
he wasn't moving and they're just, okay. So yeah,
Correct. I was saying about the coloring on
absolutely
the back. That's what the telltale sign to me was when I originally watched the body cam footage. I was like, I need to know more about this timing, because this is looking like it doesn't match up with what the story is supposed to be.
He clearly was not breathing. I think my point of it is I don't even know if they were checking the pulse correctly, but if there was a weak pulse, he clearly was not breathing, but there could have been a chance. John O'Keefe, as we went in the Karen Reed case, they thought there was still a chance, that he could be resuscitated. And so I hold on to that. Like you every second counts when there's a medical emergency.
Absolutely.
You cannot waste a second, and that second can mean the difference between life and death.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's this incompetence that you see from the first call and the second call. Mm-hmm. They don't know what they're doing. They don't care about their job. And that's what they're trying to cover up. Their absolute incompetence. Mm-hmm. And so they charged nobody. And it's beyond me. And I think, and this is my opinion, if you take the same scenario, the same set of facts, and instead of this being a biker bar, you put it at a country club.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I think it would have been handled the same way.
I do, actually, because I think that the law enforcement is that incompetent. I really do. I completely understand what you're saying, but I don't think there is a level of intelligence and training appropriate enough for any of these fools. And what city
Demeanor,
is this again? Because I never want to go visit there.
Volusia County. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
I think you
Go
are
ahead,
right,
Amber.
Miss Demeanor, but I want to say after the fact, and the
Yes.
cover up may have been the
Yes.
part where it was, we don't care about him because, you know, he called the bartender a bitch and he's a biker.
That's the
I
thing.
agree with you
That's
on
what-
that
about the
part.
country.
Yes.
That's the country club analogy. That if it
Yeah.
was just some high priced person and it turns out that they happen to be a friend of the best lawyer in town that they feared, Alan Jackson type, they might have said, oh man, we better do something here.
Absolutely. I actually was told, and I don't know proof on this, is that one of the bartender's husbands is a Volusia County deputy. Makes a lot of difference.
Say that again. That the bartender's husband is a Volusia County deputy?
One of the bartender's husbands was a Volusia
At the-
County deputy.
Okay, not her, maybe.
Not
Okay.
her, but one of them.
Wow.
So
somebody called one of the law enforcement, the earlier bartender called law enforcement because that's on the body cam also. I'll bet that's the one you're talking about. That
yeah, I don't-
she's- because
Standing still and saying head tilt chin lift. I got you. I know what you're
Bartzer
talking
is handed the phone, and it's the earlier bartender that went off at like 7 or 7:30 or whatever that night. And she's on the phone talking to Bartzer about whatever, because I can't hear that part of it. But it was somebody else's cell phone that Bartzer was handed. And yes, that it was a personal cell phone. So that would make sense and would hold true.
You picked up on something that I didn't pick up on before.
Is that part of is that in the body cam footage? Okay, so I don't see that.
It
So
actually,
I've not seen that.
it's quite a ways in, but yeah, he's outside. Bartzer is outside. I think that's his name, isn't it, Bartzer?
Yes,
Yes.
Bartzer. Yes.
He's outside, and some other police officer comes up to him with a cell phone, and he hands it and says, this is the bartender from earlier tonight, or something to that effect. I'd have to watch it again.
Right.
And until you just said that, and I was like, oh, well, that makes sense then, because at the time I was like, how would they know to call the bartender that was on duty earlier that night so quickly and know how to get in contact with, because nobody looked like they wanted to say jack crap.
Right. Well, Roger showed up. The owner of the bar was there before the cops were there. When the cops got there, he was there. So, allowed to hang out with the bartender the whole entire time, no separation for 45 minutes. 45 minutes, the witnesses all got to sit together. 6 people got to come into an active crime scene. 6 people who were not there got to come in and hang out. And they said, well, that's a normal thing because it is at a bar and you can't stop the flow of traffic coming into a bar. That's what they told me. That's what the cops said.
I call this the Canton of Florida. That's what I'm calling it from now on.
Seriously.
Yeah,
So along that line, let me tell you that the evidence that was collected was not tested.
No.
So the axeman told the officer that he hit him with the butt end of the axe.
Mm-hmm.
So the blade of the axe was never tested. Nothing was tested. The other thing is we were trying to get Bartzer's training records. I was calling all over the place trying to find where his training records are. So I found the Florida legislature gave control over the certification for officers with FDLE. FDLE didn't have any training records for him. The state of Florida does not require CPR training after they go through the academy. None. They never have to be trained on it again.
That's what
So
Amber was telling me in our first discussion about this case.
Yep. There's two things that I think need to change in Florida. So for you guys who live in Florida, think about this. Changing that so that there is a requirement for them to go through training, every 4 years or when the standards change, or both, whatever, and making it incumbent upon officers to handle a DUI situation, that they shall do something about it. Either go through the field sobriety testing protocol, or tow the vehicle and send the person home in a cab, or have somebody come and get them or whatever. But you can't ever be allowed to do nothing.
Incompetence, just
I
to leave.
saw a recent footage of this is this area, kind of like the Orlando-ish area, where a town police officer basically arrested a sheriff's deputy because she was, you know how like when you exit a highway, but there's only one lane, she was parked in that lane, but she was like halfway sticking out. She just like stopped her car in an area where if you were coming down that exit, you would have had to try to go around her, and there really wasn't a lot of room. So this town police officer or city police officer pulled up behind her, and then as you watching the footage, it turns out that it's a sheriff's deputy, and they arrested her for DUI. So it does happen, but there are cases like this where she either was scared of Jason, or I don't know what her problem was. She should have
She just
called.
Lazy.
Yeah,
That's
I was
lazy.
gonna say, I don't know that even having additional laws or anything, it comes down to accountability and do your doggone job.
Morals, just do the right thing, you know.
Just do your doggone job. I have worked in a professional capacity my entire adult life, and I cannot tell you how many incompetent managers, well, I can't say leaders. They're not leaders. They can't lead themselves out of
Just
it.
managers. Yeah, not leaders. Yeah.
But just incompetent individuals that don't know how to hold a team or hold people accountable for what they're doing. And this is yet again, because if they just did their job, that's all anybody is asking. It says on their vehicle, protect and serve. So I don't know how much more basic we can make their responsibilities, but you need to protect and serve.
But if nobody's policing the police, if nobody's holding them accountable, then nothing happens if you don't have good leadership.
Yep.
Right.
I know that.
This is what I want to get to in sort of my next line of questioning as we sort of head towards the end. I'm kind of curious what, Tara, if there's any appellate level, if you can appeal to the, Florida Department of FDLE, or from a civil perspective, can you go after these individuals with what you have from a civil perspective in a civil case?
So unless I come up with any new evidence and or the detectives come up with new evidence, or somebody wants to come forward and say something different, nothing will be done criminally because they don't want it to. They're not going to speak to me again. Maybe if you could get somebody to look at the evidence like you guys did and read the police report is very false and misleading.
Very much so.
It paints Jason out to be the bad guy. But if you could get like going to the attorney general, if by some chance you can get one of them to sit down and look at everything else with the exception of the police report, it could have a different outcome. Or at least in my opinion, it does, but I'm biased. I can look at this and be like, none of this adds up. This is wild. You're saying this and this is not it. And this doesn't add up. But criminally wise, unless something magical happens, nothing will ever be done criminally. Civilly, I've sued the Cabbage Patch. I have sued the Cabbage Patch. I'm actually not supposed to talk about the Cabbage Patch at all, which I don't talk bad about the Cabbage Patch. All I say is that's where it's happened. That's where it did happen.
We just say the facts.
It's the fact. That's where it took place.
And the reason your attorney said that he didn't see enough evidence to hold accountable any of the Axeman or Beery or any of those individuals.
No, that's not the terms that they use. The terms they use is there's no money in it. There's not enough money in it for them to go after those guys. So it's past the statute of limitations. So they all get to walk away scot-free. There's nothing.
The statute of limitations on a civil basis?
Civil basis.
No, for criminal. Oh.
Well, criminal. So for criminal, there is no statute of limitations to be charged criminally.
Because it was declared a homicide. They have it as a closed case, but it was still declared.
Correct. It is a homicide. Yep. By asphyxiation, homicide. So there is technically no statute of limitations, but you couldn't pay the state attorneys around here to look at it. They won't answer their phones. If you bring up Jason's case, they're not going to speak to you. They'll do nothing. They don't want it reopened. They'll never look at it again. So I am pushing to sue the sheriff's department for their negligence in it.
Yep.
We're in the process of that right now. We don't know how it's going to go. It's all new. We do have letters sent out to see. I don't know if the attorney is going to stick with it, if the sheriff's department wants to fight it, because I think they're pretty much just looking at the same thing that, you know, that everybody else looks at. They did write the letters to go to it. I would love to find an attorney that I would actually sit down and like really, you know, be into it, because it is not right. No matter what anybody says, it's not right, you know?
Right.
They lied to you about his cause of death over and over, Kara. I'm sorry to interject this. I know we're coming back, but can you tell them about what they told you his different causes of death were, when that's not what the ME report says?
So the night it happened and they came to my house, they told me that he died of a heart attack. It's looking like a heart attack. You know, that's all we know is he died of a heart attack. They didn't tell me there was a fight. There was no altercation. Actually, you know, Amber, I shouldn't say that. It's a blur. That night's a blur. But I know that they never once said people killed him. You know, they said
I listened to that. I listened to that tape, and you mentioned what happened. Was it drugs? And they wanted to run with that, even though he has no drugs in his system.
No drugs in his system. They absolutely pushed that he had a drug overdose, that, you know, did he do drugs often? Because, you know, we think it's a heart attack. And they went with drugs until the autopsy came back, and there was zero drugs in his system. And then they couldn't use that anymore. So then it was, he had a heart attack. And then when they came back to me, 8 weeks later, they came back to me in December and to give me the update on their case. Jason was very sick. Jason was dying of colon cancer. We found it in the autopsy. Your husband was very sick and he was dying. So they justified his death because they found cancer in the autopsy. They still never once, ever told me he died from asphyxia, homicide by asphyxiation. Not one time ever. Ever. They actually, to this day, haven't acknowledged it until I went and requested the death certificate and got the death certificate back myself. And it came back homicide by asphyxiation. And then it was, well, you know, your husband was sick and dying. And it says it in the police report. They wrote it down. Jason Veach's health contributed to the reason why charges were not pressed. That is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, because if he were healthier, then he would have been able to breathe, even though he had 6 people on him. Don't you know this, Kara?
Yeah,
right.
Come on.
Yes. He would have been able to survive being choked for 10 minutes. Had Ethan Bartzer not slowed down and decided to take his time, he might have been there in time to save Jason's life, but he decided I wanted to slow down while he was driving. You know, we could put all kinds of things on it. They never once wanted to admit of what happened. And, you know, for like Hatchet Man, Jay Keeney, he has no charges. Their exact words to me was, no victim, no crime. Jason did not survive to press charges. So therefore, no charges will be pressed on him. And the state attorney,
Birchmore didn't survive, but charges could be pressed.
Yeah, well, they're not going to press charges because the axe is not what killed him. And that's what they say. The axe didn't kill him, but so they're not looking at that at all. They do not give a shit. They have never once addressed Jay Keeney being any issue in this. And they said that, you know, the guys will never be charged because they were defending their friend, and they have every right to defend their friend. You can't prove that they weren't scared, you know, for their friends' lives. And that's it.
So, in as far as a civil case goes,
get this dude out of here. Whoever's modding for you, this got a smart ass mouth. Otherwise, I can fix this.
As far as a civil case goes, I know I don't want to talk about any specifics, but I want to talk about generalities of the process. And in that process, there's the ability to depose everybody that you need to depose. And if for no other reason, I think that might be the best avenue for you to try to go down with any sort of civil case. Is not necessarily, you need to find the right kind of attorney that is not necessarily interested in it for the money, but interested in it for the justice. And
get the depositions of everybody involved is what is going to give you the ammunition you need to move the needle. So
Right.
what is it that we as the public can do for you to try to move that needle?
I don't know. Spread the word. You know, I don't know.
We need
Find
attorneys.
an attorney that will take it, you know, that's not just interested in how much money can I get.
Right.
You know, that's what we need.
Well, we're the law tube community, so surely we can come up with somebody that would be interested in pursuing something. So
when we started working with Kara, Deirdre did a very thorough job of getting all the documentations, all the videos on OneDrive, and having something that could be presented to attorneys to help Kara, making sure that we got the paperwork in that needed to be in before the statute of limitations to preserve her rights in that case. And then our next part is also, since they're not going to hold themselves accountable, getting the word out and doing whatever we can to make sure people help us to get justice for Jason. Because sometimes it takes a village. It takes our voices to get these people to act, because they're not doing it on their own.
Right.
We have to hold them accountable.
Yes.
They had 90 days to
the
respond.
panel, do you guys think that we're simply looking at, if we get another attorney, if we get the right attorney, that this could turn this around for Kara, starting with Mr. Demeanor? Let's go all the way around.
Oh, I absolutely believe that. I think if you have, like I said before, an attorney that's interested in fairness and justice and isn't in it just for the almighty dollar, I think that will make the difference. Those are very difficult to come by. And so, but you're in the right community to eventually find someone that is an active member of the bar and can pursue a civil case in the state of Florida and
aggressively pursue it.
Correct.
Bia, what are you thinking?
So, I mean, I think it goes back to the negligence at the first, when they were outside the first bar. I mean, she's saying that she can smell the alcohol. He is clearly on his bike with the lights on. You know, this man can take off at any moment. And instead, she's just like, oh, not my problem. That's not why I'm here. So I think it starts with the negligence from the beginning, which then caused the ripple effect. And of course, I think Axeman should be held accountable as well.
Yes.
You're talking about Peter Tragos, the lawyer, you know?
The lawyer, you know. Has anybody talked to him?
Everyone on the panel except Kara knows who he is. So
I'm sorry.
I was saying, you can get connected with him if you like. Kara, everyone on our panel knows who Peter Tragos, and can get you his contact information.
Okay.
Lawyer, you know, he's a civil lawyer.
What were you saying, Deirdre?
I sent that to Kara, and I started composing an email to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He's my boyfriend, by the way. Don't tell Mr. Demeanor.
Well, we're gonna have to fight over him, because I've been watching him for a long time. Me love him. Girl.
I always got to hear about how good looking Peter Tragos.
The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give him a haircut.
No, you just lost fans, Bia. We just lost subscribers when you said that. No, the one thing I want to say to Ruby is that any lawyer in the United States essentially can get admitted to the bar in Florida, pro hoc vice, if that's the case. They don't even need to petition the bar and pay the money and all that. There's probably no Judge Bev there that would keep them. So yeah, I'm sorry. Please continue.
God, let's
go back
hope
to Peter
not.
Tragos.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear the sirens behind me?
No.
Is that to arrest Bia for saying to cut Peter's hair?
No, it's Santa. Santa's going by
really?
my house right now. Yeah, the fire department does it every year.
Oh, awesome. That's great. That's awesome.
I was like, what is the siren? And then I realized it was Santa.
To keep going around to Deirdre and Amber, do we think like the right private investigator, is that something that's necessary just to collate all the information for her? I mean, I know you guys are kind of playing that role right now from afar. So what do you guys think is necessary in order to get some modicum of justice for Kara and obviously for Jason?
Well, Kara had a private investigator that took her money and did nothing.
Did nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have the notice in, so the sheriff's office has 90 days to respond to it, which they probably won't. And if they don't, it's an automatic denial, and then she can sue at that point. So hopefully we'll get an attorney to do that. But Kara, I've been looking up the information on going pro se, and I'll explain how to do that. There's a procedure, there's things that you need to have in place that you don't yet. So
Okay.
simply being the spouse is not enough in Florida. You have to be assigned by the court as a personal representative. So I'll talk to you about that process. But
Okay.
either way, we'll work at getting her an attorney, and if not, help her go pro se.
Let me see where the petition
Yeah,
is.
pro se is
because-
when you represent yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And
you
even
can-
if Peter Tragos isn't able to take the case for you, at least you're going to have a connection to someone that you know is reputable, that isn't going to send you to some jackwagon someplace that is going to soak you. So
pinned to the top of the chat here should be, here it is. Thank you so much, Jules. Change.org, Justice for Jason Veach. Please go and search that out. I'm going to sign up for it after we're done with the show here. And with that, let's, I want to kind of get everybody to talk about their channel. I'm sorry, Mr. Meaner. I couldn't, because you didn't have a moderator, I couldn't cut that guy who was being a smart ass.
that's
Kara,
okay.
So I had to disconnect your stream because.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, as long because it would have taken your moderator to.
I don't have a moderator.
That's the problem. I mean that was.
It's
why
me.
Meaning we couldn't cut him because he came from your stream. So.
And I don't know that person, by the way.
No, I'm sure you don't. He's definitely not a misdemeanor type of a guy.
No.
So,
no.
Anyway,
Every once in a while I get one like that.
You know what? It happens. We've taken calls on air. You can't imagine some of the people that we've taken calls and what they say, but everybody in radio knows you're going to get some nutcases. So, my favorite word, jackwagon. They like that. Oh, we got to bring Deirdre back.
Miss Demeanor, you are a hoot. Like you're my spirit animal. I got you.
Isn't she? Like
I appreciate that.
She's like our favorite new person this year content creator that we've collaborated with. How many shows have we had you on already?
Oh gosh.
Probably like 8, 9.
I was gonna say 8.
Yeah.
Really? Has it been that many?
Probably, yeah. I mean, you've been on 2 or 3 roundtables.
Yeah, I am happy to talk about cases. I am happy to inform people. My channel, we're all just a bunch of jurors. I'm the foreman, and we go over cases and try to do it from an educated perspective. I have no legal training whatsoever, but I have watched true crime since I was a teenager, and Lord knows that was a long time ago.
Self-trained. You're self-trained.
Absolutely. And so what's that?
Be cool is to have you on to talk about, kind of like enlighten us on several different cases that you're aware of that a lot of us aren't. So that would be another thing I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
So now I'll ask you on live on air.
Yeah, I love to talk about it. Like I said, and I've told many of my subscribers that doing this is how I stay married, because my husband doesn't have to listen to me talk about all my true crime stuff. So this is a great outlet for me. And my son had told me for a very long time that I needed to do this, because he said, "Mom, you're knowledgeable. People would be interested." I'm like, I'm just some middle-aged lady. Ain't nobody listening to me.
Us middle-aged ladies are changing the world, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm a Gen Xer. That's the best part of it, because we're indestructible. So
I don't know what I am, except I'm alive and living my life.
Amen to that. So yes, I'm starting a replay of a trial on Friday night, and I'll be doing that for like a week, every single night. I'm going to go all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then every night next week as well. It is the Holly Bobo case out of Tennessee. Zach Adams is has been found guilty of her murder, abduction, and rape. And they are, right now, there's post-conviction relief hearings that are taking place for prosecutorial misconduct and ineffective counsel. And he has what I would call a very good case. And so we're going to revisit the 2017 trial because it was a lot. And a really, really wild judge, like a judge that was watching football on his iPad in the middle of the trial. That kind of
Wow.
Y'all, I'm not lying.
Misdemeanor, when is Mickey Stein's?
It hasn't been set yet.
Okay.
Because they had the long competency evaluation time. I have not gotten any new dates on that one yet. What is coming on the pipe or along the pike is Courtney Clenny, Corey Richens, Barry Morphew. I'm trying to think who else. Mark Sanchez will be in March next year. We still have post-conviction relief hearings with Zach Adams. And I had someone very, very close to the defense team for Zach Adams reach out to me. And so I'm hoping when the dust settles in the post-conviction relief hearings that I can maybe get an in there and have a really great conversation about that. So that's it. I'm going to shut up now.
So as you guys can see, Misdemeanor doesn't know anything about trials going on in the United States at all. No situational awareness. Parting shots for everybody. The links to everybody's stuff will be in the show notes of the podcast that will come out. And we will address Kara last and make sure that she knows that we're also here for her, in addition to the two amazing ladies that are to her right in Deirdre and to her left in Amber. Bia, parting shots.
Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
It's definitely, we've been wrapped up in some Massachusetts cases. So this is, wow. Like you think, we're in this bubble, but you realize that corruption is everywhere and, negligence and laziness. And, our police need to be held accountable. They're here to protect and serve. And in what you presented tonight, it just feels like if they have just done their job, this could have could have potentially been a different outcome.
Yep.
Because, knowing, I think if anything, the fact that she said that she could smell it when you're outside, that just goes to tell you he was not safe to be on the bike with the bike on and should not have been allowed to drive away. So I am so sorry for your loss. I hope that you're able to get the justice that you deserve and the justice that he deserved, because he didn't instigate this situation. I understand he was part of it. And this is not what he deserved. So again, my sincere condolences to you, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I lied, I'm not done, because I too want to echo what Bia said. I am absolutely heartbroken for you. I am so sorry that this has happened to a loved one of yours. It is tragic. It was unnecessary. And the only way we can fix things like this is to have a lot of sunlight.
Yes.
So I'm giving you a big virtual Misdemeanor hug.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Miss Amber.
I just want to say it's just the tip of the iceberg. You guys have only seen a little bit of Kara's case with Jason, and there is so much more. And we're not going to stop. We're going to show these videos. We're going to show the reports, the Emmy reports. We're going to tell this for Jason, for Kara to get justice, because he did not deserve that. I don't care what he said. And Kara, does not deserve this. And thank you, Kara, for being as brave and diligent as you are, because you guys are we're all blessed to be with you, Kara, because you are an advocate that I've never seen before.
Thanks, Amber.
Miss Deirdre.
I want to say, Kara, that we're here for you. You know that. I'm sorry for what you went through and you're still going through, which I hope when you speak, you can touch upon them on what you did today.
Yeah.
I think people need to hear it. In addition to being a widow and going through all the, funeral and all that stuff, she was spoken to horribly. She was lied to. I think they assumed that she was stupid and she didn't know the laws and whatever. And Kiara told them straight up from the start, I want everything, including Post-its, all the way down to Post-its.
I did.
She said about doing that. So, but as far as the other content providers, anytime you want to cross-pollinate, let me know. The more eyes and ears that we have on stuff, I'm willing to help put out stuff and redirect to your channels and stuff. Kara, my heart breaks for you. Absolutely breaks for you.
Thanks. Thank you all. I appreciate every one of you. I mean, I wouldn't be anywhere right now if it wasn't for lovely people like you helping me out. And I don't think people realize, it's another day in their job, or their lives, the people that killed Jason, I bet they haven't thought about it since. And it's something that they don't go through. I live with it every day. I mean, I can't even do it. I finally folded Jason's clothes today and put them away for the first time. I put them up, since he's passed. And that's something that most people don't even think about. Like, it's the little things, it's just, he's not going to put them back on. And people don't think about that, it's an everyday thing. You never know how it's going to be. And people don't realize what they've done, the lives that they've actually ruined and changed forever with one action.
If you go and get an axe, you're getting a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
And like I said, Mr. Mina's heard me talk about this before. As soon as you bring that into a fight, you have just changed the entire dynamic of the fight. It's like when people pull out a gun. It's like we talked about this with Mickey Steins. He had a weapon on him. He could have gone over and he could have pummeled that judge and he'd be walking around Kentucky right now. But instead, he had a weapon on him. He brought a deadly instrument into that fight. And now, regardless of what happened going on with his daughter, now there's going to be some sort of price to pay.
Yeah.
He could have punched that. You don't think so?
There wasn't anything going on with his daughter.
I know. I mean, let's just say that there was, though. Let's say that there was, right? Like Cain Velasquez, the UFC championship that pummeled somebody who was messing with his niece. Cain Velasquez is one of the most physically capable people in the United States as a heavyweight UFC champion. But as soon as you bring a deadly weapon into the fight, now you're playing for keeps.
Mm-hmm.
Now you swing that axe, it's over. Now somebody is either going to die, they're going to be mortally wounded, you could be arrested. The fact that someone wasn't arrested in here is absolutely nuts. Like,
absurd.
Absolutely crazy. And this is what Bia was getting at, is that there's something going on with the bartender whose husband was a deputy there or whatever. And because this guy called her a bitch, oh, so sad. You go and you work in a biker bar, that's what's going to happen. So if you're that much of a snowflake and your skin is that thin, you should probably go work in an office somewhere like Google. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. But in a biker bar, occasionally these things are going to happen. It's like I've told Bia, just we mentioned a couple minutes ago, you take live phone calls, there's going to be some moron that's going to come on that you're going to have to get rid of. Right. And you just have to say, okay, I'm not going to let it ruin my night because there's morons all over the internet. What I want to say on a positive note, so I don't get into a DJ rant here that nobody really needs.
We don't give negative energy.
Huh?
Negativity does not get energy. As long as I am around, it doesn't happen.
Well, why do you think we keep collabing with you? It's because of this reason, because we love your attitude. So, Kara, the persons that you have to your left and your right there, we have seen a lot of people that are sort of using the word advocate for themselves. The two that you see right there are as great an advocate as you're going to find. And you can hear it. You can see it. Mm-hmm. You can, because we've had multiple conversations with these ladies already before this episode. And I am telling you, the passion they have for what happened to you, and they're not even the same state as you, right? Or are
No.
they? Okay.
No.
But
No.
the care that they have for your case is something that I have enormous admiration for.
Mhm.
We can definitely do a part 2, as has been alluded to in the chat, but I was already thinking of that. We can definitely do a part 2. And beyond that, if you need anything that we, CAB, can help you out with, you tell one of these ladies to reach out to us and we're there. Okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
Kara,
Thank
Ruby
you.
wanted to know what Jason's favorite color was.
Oh, that's right. Ruby wants to know.
Blue.
The 2 advocates. What do we got?
Blue.
Blue.
There you go.
Blue.
I'm back
Air
in this
Force
blue.
baby. I love it.
And DJ, thank you for doing this.
Yes,
And
really.
Jen,
Thank you.
Thank
Our
you
pleasure.
for being concerned and interested, and I appreciate you.
We think of it as, the way we think of it is, we're not doing you a favor. You trusted us to be able to talk about this with.
Right. Dark blue.
And we've had this happen. We've had a couple different people that have said, okay, we want to bring this to CAB, like Michelle Littlefield, and some others that Nick Rocco hadn't been on a show. And they said, you know what? I want to come and tell my story on your show. That means more to me than anything else that you trust us. So, like I said, if we can we can definitely do a part 2. And beyond that, anything you need, just let Amber or Deirdre know and they'll get a hold of us. All right.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Take care.
Nice
On
meeting you.
behalf of-
Thank you, guys.
Nice to meet you. On behalf of Deirdre, Kara, Amber, Bia, and Mr. Demeanor, this is DJ saying peace out, one love, and we will see you down the road.
Bye, y'all.